Parallel and perpendicular vectors. Two vectors are parallel if they have the same direction. So in this case, we see here that the angle that the vector makes with the horizontal, that is theta 1, is equals to theta 2. Given these two vectors, the vector A, 6i plus 2j, vector B, 3i plus j. You see from here that tan theta is equals to 2 all over 6, which is equal to 1/3. Tan theta here is equals to 1 all over 3. So these two vectors are parallel. So from here we can see that two vectors are parallel if one vector is a scalar multiple of the other. So if we factorize this, we say A, see that this is 2 factor of 3i plus j. This therefore tells us that A is equals to 2 times B. So the vector A is a scalar multiple of the vector B. Now another condition, we know that A dot B is equals to the magnitude of A times the magnitude of B times the cosine of the angle between the two vectors. If two vectors are parallel, the angle between them is equal to 0. So cos 0 is equals to 1. This therefore means that A dot B is equals to the magnitude of A times the magnitude of B. This is for two vectors that are parallel. If two vectors are perpendicular, the angle between them is equal to 90 degrees, and we know that cos 90 is equals to 0. So for two vectors that are perpendicular, A dot B is equals to 0. Now let us use this property here to show that these two vectors A and B are parallel. I have here A dot B will be equal to 6 times 3 plus 2 times 1. This is 18 plus 2 is equals to 20. A dot B is equals to 20. What is the magnitude of A? A magnitude is equals to 6 square plus 2 square all to the root. This is 36 plus 4 all to the root, which is 40 to the root. What is B magnitude? This is equals to 3 square plus 1 square to the root. This is 9 plus 1 to the root, which is equals to 10 to the root. Now let's look for the product of A magnitude and B magnitude. So A magnitude times B magnitude is equals to square root of 40 times square root of 10. This is equal to square root of 400, which is equals to 20. Therefore see that A dot B is equals to the product of the magnitude of A and B. So these two vectors are parallel. If we're given these two vectors, the vector M with elements 4i plus 4j, the vector N with elements 3i minus 3j. Here, we want to prove that these two vectors are perpendicular. That is, the angle between them is 90 degrees. In that case, so in this case, m dot n should be equals to 0. What is m dot n? This will be 4i plus 4j dot product 3i minus 3j. This will give us 4 times 3 plus 4 times minus 3. This is 12 minus 12, which is equal to 0. We therefore conclude that these two vectors are perpendicular. That is, they intersect at 90 degrees. Find a vector whose modulus is 2 and which is parallel to the vector 3 minus 4. Let's call that vector P with elements AI plus BJ. We are told that the magnitude of that vector is equal to 2, that is, a squared plus b squared to the root is equals to 2. I square both sides, I have a squared plus b squared is equals to 4. I call this equation 1. Since both vectors are parallel, this therefore means that their tangents are the same. So tan theta 1 is equal to tan theta 2. How do we express this? I'll say b all over a is equals to minus 4 all over 3. I take a this, so I cross multiply a. B is equals to minus 4a all over 3. I call this equation 2. Substituting equation 2 into equation 1, I'll have a squared plus minus 4a all over 3 all squared is equals to 4. This will give us a squared 16a squared all over 9 is equals to 4. The denominator here is 1, so our LCM will be equals to 9. This gives us 9a squared plus 16a squared is equals to 4. I cross multiply. So let's simplify this. This is 25a squared all over 9 is equals to 4. I cross multiply. 25a squared is equals to 9 times 4, which is 36. So our a squared is equals to 36 all over 25. I take square root on both sides. A is equals to 6 all over 5. So now what is b? I substitute into equation 2. My b will be equals to minus 4 times 6 all over 5 divided by 3. So b is equals to minus 4 times 6 all over 5 times 3. Goes there 2 times. This is b is equals to minus 8 all over 5.